Development, transformation, Niger Delta.
This is Delta State, one of Nigeria's leading oil-producing states in the Niger Delta. The capital of Delta State is Asaba, while the oil city of Warri is considered the commercial nerve center of the state. Delta has a land area of about 18,000 square kilometers with a long coastline of roughly 160 kilometers. It is bordered by Edo to the north, Anambra to the east, Rivers to the southeast, Bayelsa to the south, and the Bight of Benin to the west. The state is home to several ethnic groups, including the leading five of Anyoma, otherwise known as Delta Igbo, Ijo, Isoko, Ishekiri, and Urobo, across its 25 local government areas. The economy of Delta State is primarily around oil and gas activities, agriculture, fishing, timber, and the creative and entertainment industry. The oil-rich state is currently led by the All Progressive Congress Party government of Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Francis Oborevwori. Governor Oborevwori was elected to the #1 seat in the state back in 2023 on the strength of his manifesto, now Policy Trust, known as the More Agenda, which stands for meaningful development, opportunities for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security in the Big Heart State.
With a resolve to do more to advance the state to new heights in leadership and socio-economic development, I stand before you today filled with hope and confidence about our future.
This is not just a policy statement, but a carefully curated action plan that is holistic in scope and specific in targeting the major pain points and challenges that have for years slowed down the development and socio-economic well-being of the people of the oil-rich state.
What is more? First, the aim there is for meaningful development. Are we having meaningful development? Of course, yes. If you see the projects that are being executed today, take the Asaba AKUGHA realization, which was started probably by Dr. MAMODE, went through AKUGHA, and of course Sheriff is completing it. Then you ask again, the Julius Berger that is in Delta State today is a meaningful development. Yeah, given opportunity to all, which is the O. Of course, realistic reform, which is doing, and of course, enhance peace and security in the state. And that is why today I would say that Delta State is one of the most peaceful states you can think of. All these other cases of kidnapping, they are almost gone. Of course, the Obama crisis, where some military men were killed. You see how he diplomatically handled it. The tension that was building up in the state when it happened, and now you can see very quietly. You see the way he handled it. That is diplomacy. Of course, that tells you that the man knows his honor without making noise.
Prioritizing the security of lives and property in the state is one of these specific targets of the Oborevwori's More Agenda that is both apt and necessary. This has indeed been welcomed by many proponents of sustainable development and security experts like Nigeria's former Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Oyenucha Irabo, who himself is from Delta State.
I take very humble notes of the More Agenda, and two of the pillars strikes me very profoundly, which is the opportunities for all and enhanced security. The Constitution tells us that the primary objective of governance is safety and welfare of the people. And so this is the reason why the definition, or if you like, the desire of many nations to begin to place the human security at the core of its activities becomes very important. So any government activity that is not centered around the human person, then of course will be a failure. And so the totality of all the government activities, including road construction, reducing the social inequalities, among several other things, are all geared towards ensuring that the individual person is better safe and is able to have means of livelihood.
The former military chief was amongst other stakeholders who were present when the state government launched the Delta State Security Trust Fund in October 2025. Initially established by law in December 2013, the State Security Trust Fund was conceived to mobilize resources from corporations, private individuals and government agencies that will be directly invested into the security infrastructure in the state, including direct support to security agencies as well as other community-led initiatives to ensure the safety of lives and property in the state.
As we all know, security is not the sole responsibility of government. It is everybody's business. Without effective security, meaningful development cannot take place. And individuals, companies, and businesses will find it difficult to operate and thrive. Hence, the trust fund reflects the principle of shared responsibility, one that requires the cooperation and partnership of the government, the private sector, and citizens for peace, public safety, and sustainable development. Trust fund proposes to utilize the funds generated from these locations as an effort to provide the following security support services: forming an establishment of command and control center to receive, monitor, analyze, and respond to distress within the state. Consolidate or surveillance around the state, especially in major urban centers. Acquire operational vehicles and state-of-the-art security equipment. Fund Operation Letter C and other established tactical units across the states. Fund and equip local vigilante groups to complement security agencies in the 25 local government areas of the state and provide security and intelligence training and training of security personnel.
All representatives of Nigerian security agencies present at the launch agreed with the overwhelming need for such a framework and commended the governor and the government of the state for ensuring that it is fully functional to serve its intended purpose.
The establishment of this trust fund is not just a policy decision. It is a clear demonstration of the political will to strengthen institutional capacity, empower security agencies, and enhance the operational efficiency of our security forces. Together, we can and will build a safer and more prosperous Delta State for all.
Other leaders went on to acknowledge what they say is the tireless effort of the Oborevwori-led state government to rid the state of all crimes and criminality.
Recognizing it as the essential foundation upon which all other development indices rest. Your visionary leadership in championing this security trust fund is a testament to your proactive and strategic approach to safeguarding the lives and livelihoods of every Delta, ensuring that our state is not only open for business, but also a safe haven for its people.
We must commend the governor of Delta State, my governor, who has done tremendously well. I mean, in the past, I'm sure you know what this state was all about. In fact, my own local government too, you can see the kind of improvement we have made in different sectors, different parts of the state, in terms of improvement of security. So, my governor, we thank you so much for this.
And while successive governments have done their part to ensure there is relative peace and stability across Delta State, the Sheriff Oborevwori administration has made it crystal clear, both in its policies and actions, that the security of lives and property of all and sundry in the state is non-negotiable. It's in pursuance of this objective that the state government investment in security infrastructure and the support of security agencies operating in the state has been taken more deliberately than ever before. Just recently, the Oborevwori administration handed over a fully equipped criminal database room and interrogation room to the Delta State Police Command. This followed an earlier donation of a fleet of operational vehicles to police and the rebranding of Operation Delta Sweep, all to ensure that the police and other sister agencies are better equipped to combat crime and boost public safety.
We are adding 31 brand new helices to the fleet, making a total of 66 vehicles to aid the daily and nightly patrols of the task force. I trust that this will boost the morale of members of the task force and motivate them to redouble their efforts to keep the state safe and secure. We shall continue to provide the necessary support to the task force as part of our passionate commitment to enhance peace and security in the state.
The only sheriff in town. I want to say that I am very, very excited to be here and to witness the wonderful things we are doing for Delta State. If you want to know a governor whose commitment to the safety and security of his people is paramount to him, this is how to know. Just for the visit of the IG, there is 31 brand new operational vehicles to be commissioned. No wonder when I was coming to visit you, I asked the CP, what should I ask from the governor for you? He said, Oga, just help us thank His Excellency.
Just recently, the Delta State government donated operational vehicles to the Delta State Command of the Nigeria Correctional Service.
An efficient correctional service depends on reliable logistics and mobility. As I hand over these vehicles today, I reaffirm the commitment of Delta State to working with all agencies, all security and justice institutions in building a safer and more secure state for all.
The Delta State government has also made other infrastructure and logistical interventions to support the armed forces. This includes the support for the setting up of several forward operating bases like the Navy Forward Operating Base in Escravos and the construction of a jetty at the Warri Naval Base. The government also constructed and handed over 31 bedroom flats for officers and soldiers of the 181 Amphibious Battalion in Agbo, Ika South local government area. Speaking recently, the commander of the 63 Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Asaba, Brigadier General Moronfolu Shonibare, outlined how instructive Governor Oborevwori's support has been to the works of the armed forces in the state.
His particular interest in what happens in every aspect of security, and this is very glaring and clear with the current security situation. Most recently, his particular intervention in averting an unnecessary bloodshed within Warri General Constituency by taking the problem of the delineation to the highest elements where it was properly addressed. And we have seen the results, brewing up of anger and all of a sudden the calm.
The recent rounds of agitations amongst the three ethnic groups in the Warri area stemmed from the outcome of the Supreme Court-ordered delineation exercise conducted by the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC. While this matter has since been nipped in the bud by the intervention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the governor had on several occasions in the past made it clear that sustaining the relative peace in Warri and the entire state is non-negotiable. Governor Oborevwori, who read the riot act to all merchants of war following the confiscation of some assault rifles by the men of the Department of Security Services DSS in Warri, noted that his government would ensure that anyone found trying to breach the relative peace enjoyed in the state faces the full wrath of the law.
If you witness the crisis, the last crisis, you will not want to go into it. And we don't want it, we don't need it. We need to open Warri. We want investors to come into Warri. When there is a crisis today, investors will not come. It should not be fair. Because that place needs to be developed more. We're already doing roads. We are doing the stadium already. We are doing other things. If the crisis starts today, those projects can't go on. You can see they brought this kind of into Delta State. It's not madness. Who do you want to kill in Delta State? We want to destabilize this government? We cannot take it from any ethnic nationality. Never and never. We will not take it.
The Governor Oborevwori-led administration at every point of the way continues to recognize that for all its peace and safety measures to yield tangible and sustainable outcomes, the people who are the center of this must be part of the process. To this end, the State Security Council, chaired by the governor, with heads of the statutory security agencies operating within the state, is frequently expanded to include other stakeholders and grassroots representatives like local government chairmen, traditional and community leaders. During these expanded security meetings like this one, the focus is always on the safety of lives and property across the oil-rich state.
I'm saying it now. If I'm doing my own as a governor, and you are elected as a council chairman, you don't hold your security council meeting, and you are being provided with the fund to hold security council meeting. You call it at your own time, and you feel that you are only waiting for allocation to come. That council chairman, I'm saying it, and I'm saying it, nobody will save you. And some of you don't even work with traditional rulers. They have experience. You need to also get experience from them. Get some kind of it from them. They also control village heads. They have some chiefs. They are in charge of some of their village heads. Who gives them information? There must be collaboration.
These stakeholders who took part in the meeting came out in agreement for all hands to be on deck in stamping out the Hydra-headed issue of insecurity.
It is agreed upon that serious measures are being taken to make sure Delta State is not an haven for kidnappers, for troublemakers, for drug addicts and alike.
By virtue of this meeting, we are further strengthened to move back to our respective domain to take issue of security further than as it is. It is a marching order, and it is our position in line with the meeting now that all criminal elements should relocate from the state.
There's going to be a synergy between us, the local government chairman, and the security agencies to make sure information are passed appropriately. We believe that what we have done today, it will go a long way to ensure that security of the state is at the.
So with the meeting today, I can assure you that there's a lot of synergy that has taken place today, and the information will be passed from the grassroots down and upwards to the security agencies where we can act and we can make sure that Delta State is safer.
One of these continuing engagement with citizens in building a peaceful Delta State is the recently concluded Delta Security Summit held in Asaba, the state capital, in May 2026.
People will see crimes happen, they will say, I don't want trouble, make I mind my business. No, you move away from that mindset. The central argument here is that communities must transition from passive observers of security challenges to active participants.
I want to appreciate Your Excellency for your quality leadership. You have also demonstrated that you understand this principle, that the success of yesterday must be maintained for us to stay on top of our game.
Since the award of the traditional rulers, their words are about, they should come and get all landlords not rent their premises to the sale of illicit drugs. There's also a need for traditional rulers to partner and support NDLA during red operation in their community by sharing actionable intelligence and recruiting the youth from mobbing and attacking an officers on duty.
For the governor, the worsening security situation across Nigeria is a call on the state to redouble its efforts, and to do that, it must, just as always, carry all stakeholders along in its plans and programs, particularly towards making the state a no-go area for agents of violence and insecurity.
It is necessary that security is a responsibility of all of us, not only government and the security agencies. The constitutional rulers have a role to play, the civil society have a role to play, all of us have a role to play. We must unite as a state, because the plot of going to the southwest now, try to tip towards the south-south, we must prevent it.
For the traditional leaders and youth groups present, beyond just giving their readiness to keep working with all necessary stakeholders to promote their people and ensure a peaceful and prosperous Delta, they offered several recommendations and suggestions that, when implemented, they said would go a long way in helping the situation.
Time has come for you to establish the Delta State Special Militia Force. The Amotekon is working perfectly well, and the one across that Soludo set up in Anambra is also working. And that's why most of the people they drive away from Anambra end up in Asaba or in Delta North. So it's important that we have a countermeasure so that when they come in, we also have forces that can resist them and possibly take them back to where they come from. Your Excellency, we don't have hotlines to be accessed easily in case of emergency.
We are market people. We leave our house very early in the morning and close late in the evening. If this security are not in place, our environment where we trade, we cannot trade well. And I want to talk of vigilantes that are very, very close to us. Your Excellency, sir, if they are not in your payroll, please, sir, please pay them. They are doing a lot of work for us.
When it comes to protection, fear, if we see something and say something, are we protected? Are we assured? Are our youths assured that their identities can be exclusive? These are areas that are of concern to some of our youths.
Meanwhile, as the issue of state policing, which is now given accelerated consideration, heats up as a panacea to the security challenges in the country, the Delta State government is not just buying into the initiative, but has stepped up to lead the pack in ensuring it immediately implements the long-awaited framework.
What did we do in Delta State? Because I understand the people. We have approved to build a police station in each of the local government, awaiting the final approval of the state police. Great. We have done that. Great. We have told the local government chairman, give us land. We decided to put 1 billion. We have approved it.
So, for a government which is not just interested in ruling the people, but ensuring that they are safe and that overall they lead happy and prosperous lives. The Oborevwori-led administration in Delta is leaving no stone unturned in its quest for a safer and peaceful Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta. Join award-winning ace broadcaster MAMODE Felix AKUGHA on Inside the Niger Delta on the following radio stations weekly. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. Cause me, I love my Niger Delta. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.